The Germans had encountered the heavy British Matilda tank and also the French Charbie, but they were not prepared for the KV series of tanks when they invaded Russia. The KV-1 and 2 earned a reputation for near invulnerability. At the Battle of Razani in June 1941, the force of KV-1 and 2 tanks was sent to counterattack an advancing panzer group. The KVs were only defeated by the German 88mm guns and heavy artillery. The KV-1 was intended to be a breakthrough tank, but due to its limitations with speed and transmission reliability, it was better suited really to defensive battles. A lot of KVs went into battle without a full loadout of ammunition. And they were known to crush German anti-tank guns with their tracks. Also, they were limited with fuel, and the crews were not trained properly. And also, maintenance was also neglected. On paper, the 1941 KV-1 was the world's best tank. But as you know, real life isn't top trumps. But its brave crews did help save Russia from the German invasion. If the crews had been trained to a higher standard and better tactics employed, and the fuel and ammunition was supplied correctly, the KV tank could have made a bigger difference. As the KV used the same gun and engine as the T-34, and as the Germans improved their tanks' guns, the KV's only advantage became eroded. But it does have a legacy of holding up the German advance, and obviously time, and that led to winter, and the Russians were more prepared than the Germans for winter fighting. So it is known for heroic defensive battles, and the design did evolve from the KV-1 and 2, and the Russian army ended the war with the Joseph Stalin series. So here I've just laid out an imaginary scenario based on battles you've read about the surviving KV-2. Tried to show a little bit of battle damage on that, and the Germans bringing up artillery and an 88mm gun. And the German advance here has been halted and surprised by Russian KV tanks coming out of the forests with their infantry. And while the KVs are holding the line, the T-34s, the faster medium tanks, are coming up to help out. The other KVs tanks I've enjoyed building are the Tamiya ones in 35th scale. This is the older Tamiya kit with a cast turret, and the next one is, of course, everyone's favourite, the KV-2 with its large turret known as a Dreadnought by Russian soldiers with a 152mm howitzer. Just go past this one a minute. The Russians were very worried about German guns being improved, and they added extra armour plates, literally bolted on the sides of their turrets. And this Tamiya kit shows that. Now the newer release, Tamiya, is lovely. Beautiful kit to build. Tamiya at its best. The track detail is much improved. Their link and length. But the whole length of the top run is one piece, so it won't drive you mad. And it really captures that nice sag of the tracks. And a nice figure to go in there. This is a great kit to build if you want to build a KV. But again, I still enjoy building the older Tamiya kits. So there is quite a selection of Tamiya kits. This is the new box art for the KV-1, 1941 model. And then, of course, there's the KV-2 in 76 scale. There's a KV-1 and 2 by Fujimi, which are really like miniaturized versions of the classic Tamiya 35th scale. There's a company called PST, and these are 72nd scale. They're really nice kits to build. They're a little bit more fiddly, but if you can find them, they're well worth a look. And they do go through the series from an early KV-1 prototype models. They do promise a range of these, but they're a little bit hard to track down. And then we have an A, and these are in the mark. This one is in the markings of Zvony Kolobanov, who was the Russian tank ace. Apologies for the pronunciation. An improved B and a C model. But they also have quite a range. Extra armour. Lighter versions, KV-1S. And lastly a KV-85. So there's quite a selection out there, but you've really got to recommend the Tamiya ones. Beautiful kits. But even the older Tamiya ones are still worth building. If you see one, pick one up. But even the new kit is lovely to build, very, very easy to build, very well engineered, of course. These are my favourite 76 Matchbox T34s. White metal gas trucks. I have cheated here and there. This is a ready-made D'Agostini KV USS Stalin tank. This KV2 is the PST one, and this is Kolobanov's KV1, also by PST. Another die cast, cheating a bit. These two are by Eshi, and the one I've hidden in the woods is a Fujimi. The Germans, again, I've cheated a little bit. Some of these are die cast. 38T is a D'Agostini. These two are Eshi. The guns are white metal kits. I can't remember the manufacturer. Someone gave them to me. The 88mm is Airfix. And the figures are a mixture of the Germans, Svester and Airfix, and the Russians are the Airfix set. Hope you enjoyed having a look around the KV collection. It's a great tank. It gets a bit neglected, a bit like the Liberator as opposed to the Flying Fortress and the Hurricane to the Spitfire. But it definitely played its part early in the Second World War, and it did play its part holding up the German advance into Russia. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this little layout. And as ever, I hope it encourages you to have a go at building a few armoured vehicles. And like I say, if you just want to build one, grab yourself a Tamiya version. The old ones are brilliant. The new one is superb. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like and subscribe, I really do appreciate it. Thank you now. Take care.